Hi, family. I'm an alcoholic. My name is Louis R. My recovery date is February 21st of 2021. I have a sponsor who has a sponsor, and I sponsor men in the program of Alcoholics Anonymous. My home group is the Wednesday night Bring Your Own Literature, Naples Young Peoples at 7 p.m. at St. Paul's off Davis and Airport. I was born January 15th, 1990 in Orlando, Florida at a naval training hospital. My parents were both born in Puerto Rico, and my father was in the Air Force and brought us here to Florida, where I was born. At the age of 1.5, we moved to Lima, Peru, where my father worked for the U.S. Embassy there. And it was in this time in my life where I first experienced fear, the soul sickness, and began to develop alcoholic tendencies. Out of that fear, that self-centered fear, wanting to run away and escape any way possible as a result of exposure to violence and trauma at a young age. As I grew up, my experience with my first higher power was the Atlantic Ocean. My father was a professional bodyboarder, and spending time in the ocean was very uplifting to me, exciting as well as relaxing. When I'm in a tube riding through the waves, it's totally silent inside, and it's a flow state for me. It's selfless, timeless, effortless, and infinitely rich. And when I'm there, I don't have to think about what to say or do. I just am. And I have to have complete present time awareness, because if I were to falter, I would get severely injured. So I grew up a bit more, and my disease progressed. It started off with beer. Anytime I'd be out fishing with my stepfather. And my parents got divorced around the age of 10. And I ended up moving with my father after a time. And when I was 14 years old, I began to drink liquor habitually, and my disease progressed. I was arrested for the first time at the age of 16 for possession of alcohol. At the age of 21, I would carry water bottles of vodka with me at school, and sometimes even have a full handle of liquor in my backpack. I experienced some more consequences as I continued to grow, and had no idea the delusions and knowledge of the world that I was living in. I thought that self-will was the answer. The first time I went through alcoholic withdrawal, I was about 17 or 18 years old. I was playing music and got in a fight with my guitarist and stayed home, and began having to shake, and didn't realize it at first, but after a time, I realized that I was withdrawing. I ended up spending some more time locked up here and there and about the homelessness, but February 21st of 2021, I finally surrendered, and I went to detox and treatment for the first time, and I finally got educated on what was going on with me. I was suggested to get a sponsor as soon as possible, and there was a man that came and spoke at treatment, and his vulnerability and courage inspired me, and I wanted what he had, so I asked him to sponsor me. And he is still my sponsor to this day, and he has successfully helped me get through the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous by the grace of God. I spent over 2.5 months writing my 4-step every single day, and learned what it means to be courageous by implementing the first 3 steps and principles: honesty with myself and with others, hope, because I know that the life to come is infinitely better than anything I could possibly imagine just based on what I've seen with others, and taking action and surrendering my will and my life over to the care of God, because any time that I've ever been a director, I just end up destroying things. And I learned about God reliance in the 4th step, and just turning it all over and being set free. And I learned about integrity in the 5th step by sharing everything that I'd ever promised that I would never tell anybody, sharing that with my sponsor, with God. And I learned about willingness in the 6th step when I became willing to have God remove those defective characters that I learned of that I had that was blocking me from the sunlight of the spirit in 6th step. That step, I learned about humility and then realizing honesty with myself to do and be better. I learned about brotherly love in the 8th step. I became willing to make amends. And then in the 9th step, I learned about discipline. When I went out and made the amends, the boss told me to get in touch with the first 5 people that came to mind that I had been home to, that I never wanted to see again, and those were my first amends. And in the 10th step, I learned about perseverance. I've got consistent self-inventory because although I've recovered from a hopeless state of mind and body, I will never be cured of alcoholism. So I need to be vigilant and stay on top of it, always. In the 11th step, I learned about spiritual awareness and perfecting and enlarging my spiritual life, because when I'm disturbed, it directly relates to my spiritual condition. And if I'm in a healthy spiritual condition, I'm able to hop into the solution much faster. And then step 12 is all about service. My purpose today is to share my truth, to stay sober, and to help other people in and out of the room, and to contribute to the stream of life rather than take from it as I did for so long, being selfish and self-centered. And today I've got an assortment of tools in my toolbox to implement anytime I find myself disturbed by people, places, or things. I'm not as good as I'm going to get, but I'm better than I used to be, and I'm infinitely grateful to have been blessed with my life back.